Hey, where am I? Oh, there I am. Hi, kids, everybody. Welcome to the Rocksmith 2014 live stream. Now that David Lerman is no longer using his voice, I'm going to go ahead and use it, if that's okay with you, Paul. Is that good?
I'm Paul in this scenario?
So here's what we're going to do. We're going to play some Queens of the Stone Age this week. Yeah, that'd be great, Dan. Yeah. Just do that in the background. So yeah, you got to get the little whistle in there, and that's how you really sell your Letterman impersonation. So we're gonna do some Queens of the Stone Age this week, and hopefully you guys are digging that, because that was one of our top 40 most requested artists.
How about that?
Another one down off the list. As you may have noticed, Riff Repeater sent out a little tweet with a strike mark through everything from last year's top 40 most requested that's now in the game, and we're well over half. So that's kind of great, and we're very happy to bring this out when we did.
We're happy to give the people what they want.
Give the people what they want occasionally, right? Because it's a state of anarchy and rebellion until we do one thing right, and then they love us for a week, and then they slowly devolve into hatred again, and then we bring them back up, and that's the Rocksmith way. I'm Dan Amrick. I'm the community developer for Rocksmith 2014. This is Brian McCune. He is the lead note tracker, and Greg Barr, not lead note tracker. And these are just some of the people that you'll be meeting today. What? I didn't say that you were like lesser note tracker. I didn't like call you Brian Pody or something. I just said, yeah. We're going to have some music and some fun at other people's expenses today on the show. We're also going to have some giveaways. We have some lovely prizes from our friends at Ernie Ball. If you are a frequent visitor to the show, that you know this is good stuff, and we ship internationally, and we don't joke around about that. So that's good. You could win if you just stick around for the whole hour. Plus, we're going to have an extremely embarrassing bass performance of Living Colour's Cult of Personality, and a whole bunch of other fun stuff. So why don't you take a look at the Queens of the Stone Age trailer. We have 5 songs this week in this pack. We're going to play 3 of them live. Guess which 3 by watching this video. We'll be right back. Hey, gang, that's what we got on tap this week. Hopefully you liked at least one of those songs, because all 5 of them are really good. It's not even an opinion, right?
No,
it's just like, that's
scientific
fact. Scientific fact. Queens of the Stone Age is some good stuff. Hi, Brian.
Hi, Dan.
And hi, Greg.
Hello.
Thank you for joining me for my stupid imitation David Letterman. I wound up getting an A in a public speaking class for doing 10 minutes of Letterman, and I did jokes about everybody else's speeches in the speech class. So nobody knew what to make of it. Yeah, just like you right now.
Yeah, I don't know.
Our first song is actually the song that our moderator, Jason Paradise, said, and thanks very much, it's stuck in my head again.
It's been stuck in my head, too. I did come home last night because I was practicing for this.
Yeah.
And I had to put anything on.
You get to the point where
over and over in my head.
Yeah, the Wheels on the Bus is suddenly a better thing just to get just jam it into my head. It's No One Knows, and this was a monster hit for them, too. But, yeah, there's
an extremely highly requested.
Yes, this was the top requested song out of the 5 songs that we got.
Oh, absolutely, by a long shot.
But, yeah, what in hell of an earworm. Once it gets in there, you just can't get rid of it. And that's okay. But the person who actually had it in their head the most managed to avoid this by leaving. So Matt Montgomery actually did track the song for us. So a moment of silence for Matt. He's still with us. He just doesn't work here anymore. It's not like he passed away or anything terrible like that. But Greg Barr has decided to heroically leap into the mat-shaped shoes and attempt the...
They're awkwardly shaped.
Yeah, well, he's got 2 left feet. A lot of people don't know that about Matt. Actual 2 physical left feet.
Yeah, but the fact that you also got... put his pants on too. That was kind
of weird. It got kind of
Did you do it one leg at a time like Matt does, or were you like, no,
I just jumped in.
Yeah,
He requires 2 people on each, one person on each side, and then he takes a running jump into it.
There you go. Boom, Matt pants. Hashtag Matt pants. So both of you guys are playing this more as fans, so we're not going to get into a lot of detailed what's going on in the song, other than, would you agree that this crap is hard?
Yeah, it's a great bass chart. That's what I'm going to play today.
It's not. The beginning chord is really hard. You'll see it, but I'm pretty sure he probably had to be like, hold on, guys, let me like put these in position here.
Okay, now I'm ready. We'll start strumming
because it's a stretch.
Yeah, it's a crazy. So I was playing through it before you came up, just because. We ran through a little bit, and just for tech reasons, and I was like, sure, I'll jump on. Oh, my God! And I could not do any of it at all. Like, it was just ridiculous.
The rest of it's not too bad. The solo is okay, too. So,
Jared and I were chatting last night. One thing that's great about this band, that's evidenced in the song, is, it's dark. It's got, like, a lot of minor stuff, and it's heavy, but there's also a lot of space. So there's a lot of short notes. So it's like, it prods along, but there's like, boom, 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 boom. And you have time to sit in the darkness. And they also do some fun
poetic
modal mixture where it's like, you're playing in C minor and you go to G, which is the dominant chord. That seems all logical, but then it jumps to B major before resolving to C minor. And that's very atypical to do a major chord on the leading tone.
But it works.
And the other thing that I was just thinking about when we were playing this, and I was saying, this song wouldn't be nearly as good in E standard, because a lot of people are like, oh, I want a great tone, like, oh, I gotta adjust these knobs and get all these cool pedals. Like, just tune it down to C standard, and this, like, that's gonna sound heavy because it's just low and just like gritty and dirty. You can't get that sound in E standard. You just can't.
Cool. Show us how it sounds, please. And I will actually address that while we get into No One Knows. One of 5 songs available from Queens of the Stone Age this week.
If you do radio voice all time, I'll be happy.
Hey, I could do the radio voice all time, and I can post, and we can talk about the weather and the traffic, and we're going to go right out to the lyric, and then you'll just, It's
my favorite.
If this is one of the songs that's in C standard. If you would like to play in C standard, but you only have one guitar, we do recommend maybe going to get strings that are 2 gauges heavier than you're normally set up to play, and tune those down, and you'll get about the same string tension as you would as your normal gauge, but you'll be able to hit the notes a little bit better. You'll be able to get better detection for the game. Obviously, if you have a second guitar, just throw strings on there, do the same thing.
love that whisper.
Good Lord. Great riff. We do, of course, hear from bassists that wish there was some more challenging material for them. You're welcome. This is a good week for bassists. Lots of really fun, active, and often quite complicated bass lines. That's an interesting tip. Bushy Monkey says if you have a 5-string bass, you can stick a capo on the first fret and just play up a fret. It saves you from tuning down. If you have the luxury of a 5-string bass, there you go.
Almost. So tired.
Yeah, I was going to say fatigue starts to set in around here. Beautiful, Greg.
It's so hard at the end.
Now people are coming up with other dream bass parts that they would like to see. Somebody mentioned Sir Duke by Stevie Wonder. I'm a big Stevie Wonder fan. That would be cool. Have you requested it? Please request it. Go to bit.ly/rsrequests. That is a ridiculous chord. Somebody in the chat mentioned that Josh Homme is 6'5" and has very large hands. And for years, I believed that, like, very large hands was the key. Stevie Ray Vaughan, also extremely large hands, could do massive... I don't know if you've seen... I have a poster at home of Vernon Reid, who we'll be talking about a little bit later, of, like, his span is, like... He's doing, like, the 5th to the 13th fret or something like that. It's just, like, they're just ridiculously monster stretch of what this guy can do. And then Sam Schwartz came into my life, and I started telling him, like, yeah, you know, I want to be able to play some of this stuff, but my hands aren't big enough. And he did this thing. He's like, see, your hands are the same size as mine. And then and we've all heard Sam play, and he's ridiculous. So I no longer believe the big hands myth. Although, like, a year ago, before I met Sam, I would have said, yeah, no way I can play that. I got tiny little hands. Tiny hands Dan, right? Hashtag tiny hands Dan. So
trending topic worldwide.
What do you guys think about that? Like, is there something to that?
But I think a lot of it is the technique and where your thumb is and where your wrist is and stuff like that.
It's also where your mic is. Put that a little closer to your pie hole.
Yeah, I think a lot of it is the technique and where your wrist is and where your thumb is and whatnot.
And that's exactly what Sam. When Sam and I went to that party, the neighborhood party, we found a place in San Jose that every weekend they play Rocksmith for fun, and they do it like a karaoke thing. So Sam and I showed up, you know, kind of like, I wonder if they're going to be freaked out that people from the game are here. And we start talking about Every Breath You Take, and he showed me right there. He goes, no, your hand's in completely the wrong position. Because I said, I've always wanted to learn Every Breath You Take, and it's in the game, and I can't do it. I can't get that stretch. And he showed me that's all it was. And he's like, now just get your hand used to doing that. It'll be awkward at first, but you will find that you can play that song. And so he shamed me, and I'm going to learn how to play that song now. But, yeah, maybe it is really about hand position rather than hand size. But, because are you saying size doesn't matter, Greg?
Well, you know.
That's all for our stream today, everybody. Thanks very much. Yeah, Jared says
I did a no-no.
Your hands are fine.
That I'd like to share with the group.
Are you going to own? Is this confessional time?
Just don't look at the floor right now. No,
bad note tracker.
There were a lot of missed notes around me, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
No, I was playing with a lot of tension, and so I was digging into it. I like to ham it up when I come here. I like to.
Yeah, you're good at it too.
Yeah, I like to mug for the screen. But I was playing. I was digging into it, and I was playing with a lot of tension in my arm. And this is a long track, and by the time I got to that bass solo where it's like I had been basically flexing this muscle for 3
minutes straight. Yeah,
and then you don't have any gas left in the tank, so. It's important to not play with any tension.
And it's hard
unless
because
you're trying to get ripped, you know.
Yeah.
Man, you're pretty ripped.
This is how you do it.
No.
Yeah, I think it's natural when we're trying difficult things or if we're learning new things, you tense up because it's like I got to get it right. I got to get it right.
There's adrenaline involved too.
Sure,
yeah.
But yeah, you can actually you might find that if you just try to relax, everything is a little bit easier.
Yeah.
Well said. Well, cool. I'm going to cut away to a beautiful picture of some guitar strings and let you guys get out. We'll swap in some new people for the next song. That means it's time for the giveaway, folks. It's time for the bass giveaway from her. Thank you for keeping the freeze frame, too. It's time for our Paul, have you seen this? We've got some bass strings for everybody today. We've got 2 sets of bass strings from our friends at Ernie Ball, regular Slinkies, and, of course, the high-output Slinky Cobalts. And plus a peg winder, which doesn't really do most basses good, but I have heard from some people who have basses with smaller peg, smaller tuners that they are able to use that. So good for you. And of course, if you also happen to have a guitar lying around when you're not playing bass, then you'll find that useful. Some Wonder Wipes that'll keep everything nice and shiny, including moisturizing your fretboard and cleaning and polishing the guitar finish. I'm a big fan of this product because I think having seen what guitars look like after 3 years in a, say, video game development studio with no maintenance whatsoever, just how disgusting they can get, it's pretty nasty. So I recommend using Wonder Wipes. I also suggest that you have a strap on hand anytime you need a guitar strap. That's a good thing. And, of course, we'll send you a dozen picks from Ernie Ball as well as just three of our very highly coveted Rocksmith picks, which you can only get here on the Twitch stream. Isn't that nice? So Jason Paradise will tell you everything that you need to know to enter that drawing. But yes, we do ship internationally. We will be expecting you to send us not only your name and address, but your phone number. We won't use any of this information for nefarious purposes. We don't even keep it. But the mailroom has to put your phone number down so that UPS or FedEx can contact you if there is a problem. And every once in a while there is a problem, and we'd rather they call you and say, where are you? We want to give you your package, rather than call us and say, this person's not here. Can I just keep it? They don't really say that usually. Hi, Jared. How are you?
Hey, Dan.
Hi, you have meows on your. Is that what this is?
Yeah.
You sort of have owls. Are they owl cats or no? They're owls. They're actual owls.
They're owls, and they're each one. This shirt is called Doctor Who.
Doctor Who. Yes.
Each one is based on a different Doctor, all the way up to the 10th Doctor.
Of course, that's very good. Yes, and hence the scarf that comes off from the 4th Doctor.
My sister designed this.
That's awesome.
It's available on Threadless.com.
Well, there you go.
All go buy it.
That's very cute.
It's a cool shirt, man.
You have
Thank
a boring
you.
T-shirt, Anthony. What's your problem?
I disagree.
Who
I think
designed
this
that?
is very interesting.
Mine is intense. Anthony Martinez, ladies and gentlemen, and Jared McAdams, 2 note trackers, and you're here to play a song in C standard as well.
Another C standard
correct.
song.
It's almost as if
Floppy
we
Town.
decided to put them back to back so that we would not have to waste anyone's time retuning.
That is too smart.
Did you know that you can actually play the game by sorting the songs in your Learn a Song list? By
I don't know
tuning?
much about this game. I
Yes.
was not aware of that.
If you go over to the, if you're using a console, it's the right bumper button or it's the tab key on your PC, and that will bring up, if you hold that button down rather than just toggle through it, if you just tap it, it'll go to the next thing. But you'll notice that you can bring up a menu of like 10 different options, and one of those is sort by tuning. And I always credit Elliot Rudner with this. Elliot, you know him as Toy Machine. He runs the riffrepeater.com, and he said, yeah, what I like to do is when I practice, I'll tune my guitars like down to the lowest I can go, C standard or C sharp standard, whatever the game does. Then I'll run those songs and I slowly tune it up as I go through all the songs that interest me. Because a lot of people say, I don't like to play the down-tuned songs. It's extra work. I have to twiddle knobs and things that are designed to be twisted. Yeah, but you could also adjust your practice regimen so that it makes more sense. I do that with my wife a lot. She says, I want to play this song in E-flat standard. I'm like, great, then we're doing a whole bunch of songs in E-flat. We're doing Round and Round by Rat, whether you like it or not.
Yeah. The other option you have is, I believe we only have, 8 or 9 different tunings in the game. So really, you get 10, 11 guitars, you're in good shape.
Yeah, like if you just go into Guitar Center and say, I'd like to get the dozen pack from Epiphone, they'll look at you funny, but eventually they'll take your money.
They'll
go,
Rocksmith, right?
Yeah, Rocksmith, right? Yeah, we've got that 12 pack here,
Yeah.
and they'll go straight to that used wall and just give you whatever hasn't sold in the last 6
whatever's
months.
been in the store the longest.
That's right. Hey, this comes with like real authentic dust. That always makes me sad when I go and I play a guitar in the store, and I'm like, oh man, that's such a beautiful guitar, and like nobody else thinks so.
Well, that's one where you can haggle.
That's true. That's very true. I actually almost did that with a Parker Fly, of all things.
Wow, really?
Yeah, in L.A. I've always wanted a Parker Fly, and sure enough, I go in there, and they're like, yeah, that's going to be like a lot of money. And I'm like, really? Because, yeah, I don't think so. So anyway, you guys are here to play 3s and 7s, which is one of the other.
7s. Well, you want the 3s or 7s?
Yeah, you
I'll
should.
take the 7s.
Oh,
fine.
That's all right.
I knew
You're
you wanted
both
the
prime
7s.
in my book. You're prime guys.
Amazon
Good.
Prime.
Hey, so is there anything, Anthony, you did the main note track for this one, I believe. Is there anything that you want to impart before we get started, or do you want to play it through and then add your like ending Jerry Springer thought for the day?
That sounds good. Yeah, I'd like to.
Really? 'Cause-
yeah,
okay.
the final thought. Let's
Okay,
do that.
then let's-
Well, firstly, this is really tough.
It's hard.
Yeah, it's a test of endurance.
Hard, Dan.
I'm
it's
sorry,
sort of
you can make it through, though. It's all right. No, man, I'm with you. I'm touching you. Is that okay? Is this an HR violation?
totally fine.
No,
Oh,
keep
all
it-
right.
Keep it going.
Tempo-wise, this song really drives forward.
Poor Anthony is trying desperately to impart actual wisdom about the song,
Yeah.
and we're over here having a fake soap
I'm
opera.
totally paying attention.
You know what? Let's play.
All right,
ready
this
to
is 3s and
rock.
7s, and I swear to God, we'll do a real insight after this song is played. But this is
Sure.
one of the 5 songs available now in Queens of the Stone Age pack for Rocksmith on all platforms. It's available everywhere. And after this song, during our half-hour break, you might win some DLC codes for the Steam version of the game to get this song your very own self. Jason Paradise said, I've played this song so many times in Guitar Hero 3. It's one of the reasons we wanted to do it on the stream, because we figure a lot of people know that from that game, and you know how it's played there on Expert. Well, this is how it's played on Expert in Rocksmith. It's distinctly different. But it is achievable, as Anthony is proving. Basic's like a playground, dude. Up and down slides. That was really good.
Wow.
I mean, it's like you were both super busy all the way through. I
Yeah,
really
let
love
up.
that bass line. It looks like so much fun.
It's fun. But 90, that might be my personal best. I was hitting about 88
It
when I
says
was
it's a superb
playing,
performance. Rocksmith
playing
guy
it before
likes
we
you.
came up here.
That's great.
Yeah, it's brutal.
Yeah. How you feeling? You need some ice?
Yes.
Yeah. So what was it that we were
Smirnoff
goofing around
ice.
that that we were stopping you from saying about the song before we actually started?
Oh, I was just going to say it's a test of endurance, especially guitar-wise, because in the lead arrangement, I tried to include all of the little lead bits throughout. There are a lot of overdubs in this song. And just different guitar parts. So one challenging thing, at least in the lead part, is switching from the main power chord rhythm riff to that slide guitar lick that occurs right before the chorus and in the intro. And then also, moving from each solo piece back to the chordal riff during the verse. There's just a lot of jumping around, but it's super fun.
I mean, it's
really entertaining.
What makes the song so distinctive too.
Right.
It's like,
it's high energy.
Yeah. We've been talking about earworms being no one knows, but this is just as earwormy. That riff is just delicious.
Yeah,
It's
and
delicious.
so many of those same elements that Brian was talking about before, where it's dark and it's heavy, but it's catchy and it's accessible, and it sounds straightforward, but it's actually extremely complex. There's just so many cool things about this band.
Well, when you can take the hard stuff and make it sound easy,
Yeah,
that's
I
that's
love
the
that,
sign of
yeah.
mastery, right?
Yeah.
Right.
yeah.
You mentioned something about the bass, something that would make it easier.
Sure. Yeah, we were just chatting before we came up here. It's one of the things that makes this bass part so hard is that you're sliding so much, and it's just a little hard on the fingertips. So if you had flat wound strings, that might take a little of the abrasiveness out of all that sliding.
It's funny you mention flat wound strings.
Is it?
Because Ernie Ball actually introduced something at NAMM this year that I like the feel of flat wound strings, but flat wound strings are what they had in the 50s. So when you hear sort of those muted bass tones,
Very different tone.
yeah, it's a thuddier tone. A lot of Motown that you've heard.
And just based on my personal assessment, I would say there's very little chance this was played with flat wound strings.
No,
It's
no,
just
almost
way too
certainly
bright.
not.
Way too bright.
But Ernie Ball has just come out with a new series of flat wounds that they say sound as bright as wound,
Interesting.
but with the comfort of playing flat. So I'm actually really interested
Yeah.
to check those out. But if you guys are considering flat wounds, but you're like, well, I don't want to ruin the tone, now you have an option, and you might want to give them a shot. But again, I can't speak from personal experience. We don't have any to give you. We haven't tried them ourselves. But
Yet.
that was like a pretty major thing from NAMM this year for me, because I'm into the nerdy. Like, yeah, great. Somebody's got a new guitar out. That's great. But when there's something like, hey, this thing you take for granted every time you play, we've totally changed the way that sounds. Like suddenly I'm like, ooh, what's that all about? So. If you have used them, please let us know in the chat.
Oh, yeah.
But hopefully we'll get a chance to check some of those out soon. Thank you both, gentlemen.
Thank you.
We're going to take a brief break, and you're going to take a look at some video of some sort. I don't know. I didn't set this up correctly this week, so it may be the same video you saw last week. But in either case, that's what you're going to see, damn it. And I'm going to go get a drink, and then we'll be back for some Living Color. It's this week's Backtrack Spotlight. It's Cult of Personality, one of my favorite songs, and I will do my best not to embarrass myself, my family, my studio, and my favorite band. So we'll be right back.
My name is Trevor Trout, and I am 28 years old. To be able to actually learn how to play the guitar and be fluent with it, and maybe even good at it, would mean a lot to me, just because, my mother is very, musically inclined. My grandfather, very musically inclined. He did the old school country. He just passed away, and that's definitely been a thing that's been driving me to pick it up, just to kind of help continue his legacy. Uh-oh, here we go. My first experience with Rocksmith was awesome. It was so much fun. I was playing for maybe 30 minutes, and I already feel like I can actually do this. I'm still kind of frustrated with the harmonics. I'm just having a hard time. These last few times, when they did throw chords at me, I was able to get my fingers in place. All right, sweet. 20 days left, and I'm much faster. I'm picking up songs much faster, progressing through them much faster. Since day one, I haven't stepped back once. I've always made steps forward. I do have a lot of room to grow, but I also have the confidence going forward to know that I can get there. I'm playing The Kinks' You Really Got Me Now, Everlong by the Foo Fighters, and Aerosmith's Walk This Way. What? What? Like, I can do that? Like, that was like my moment. That was like my aha moment. It's really cool, and my girlfriend even told me last night, she's like, I'm really proud of you. You're doing so good. Like, I can't even believe, like, where you were before. Like, this is something that you've always wanted to do, and now you're doing it. And to have her say something like that, or even be like, holy shit, that's a lot of notes that you just hit, or whatever, like, it was like, yeah, this is real. Like, I'm doing this. With my grandfather being gone now, just knowing that he's gonna be living on through me and through his music and through now my music. It's great. It really is.
Just 60 days? You must be kidding me! That's such a wow!
It's amazing.
Yeah, that's great. Hi, everybody.
Bargain at twice the price.
I would like to think so. So please play double whatever you have paid for Rocksmith. Please send another check in to us here, to your good old Uncle Cash. Just make out a check for $60, and we'll make sure that Uncle Cash gets it. My name is Dan Amrick. I'm the community developer for Rocksmith 2014. And this is Brian Pody, who I unfairly maligned earlier today, and that should not have been, and I'm sorry. But thank you, and welcome. This is your first stream as a full-time employee.
It is.
You have been helping out on a contract basis before this, right?
That is correct.
But now he's legit. He really works in the office, and we're thrilled to have you. And I would like to say, on a personal level, thank you for giving us an excuse to go out to lunch on Monday. That was really nice of you. And your impact on the studio is already being felt.
I'm here for lunch.
It was a delicious burger. Yeah. Thank you. So Brian also wrote this week's Backtrack Spotlight, which is why he's in the hot seat right now. This week's Backtrack Spotlight is one that you did not note track, but you did note track. So this is Cult of Personality by Living Colour, one of my absolute favorite bands of all time. These guys came to prominence in New York in the late 80s when I was in high school in New Jersey, so I was very close to being able to be part of that, and that was a lot of fun. And Vernon Reed's one of my favorite players. I got to see them live on the Time's Up tour at Cornell University, of all places. In this little theater. The theater at Cornell is apparently acoustically perfect. So to test that, my now wife's roommate, Sunshine, her name is Sunshine, she went to both Living Colour with me and the Indigo Girls with Kat and went to see both shows. And she goes, you would never believe, like, they were right. Like, everything sounded great in that venue. So
nice. That's a rare thing.
It really is a rare thing, yeah. But this song is one that you've written up as the backtrack. Jason Kokol did the guitar line, but you did the bass line? Do I
did not
understand that?
So I did the forward retrofit on this song.
Oh, I see.
This was RS1 DLC, and we retrofit it for Rocksmith 2014.
Right. People may not realize that, but all the DLC from Rocksmith 1 works with Rocksmith 2014. But since Rocksmith 2014 included a lot of new techniques and new things on the screen, and notates things differently, all of the existing DLC had to be upgraded, sort of like HDified, to go to 2014 so that it would support all those new techniques. And somebody had to do that, and that somebody was Brian Pody. You did all the songs in the game that way, right?
No,
yes,
I did.
Yes, just go ahead and take credit for it. It's fine.
I did all of them, except for the ones with mistakes.
Oh, yeah. Who was that?
I don't know.
It's probably Jared. I like to blame Jared because Jared's not in the room, and that's what I've learned from this morning, is don't blame Brian Pody if he's in the room and if he's in charge of your microphone, because that's just don't do that.
I've got stories to tell.
I'm sure you do. So, speaking, I guess this is the theme this week, impossible songs to play. This is an E standard, but Vernon Reid is a maniac with a lot of jazz background, so you see that reflected in his playing, where he goes off in areas that a standard rock player would not generally venture.
Yeah, I mean, the solo in it is actually very pentatonic, but it's approached from a very different perspective, I think.
Yeah. If you want to know more about that, Brian has written this all up in this week's Backtrack Spotlight. That's what they're called. And I believe if you check our Twitter feeds, you'll see a recent plug for that. I plugged it just a couple of hours before we did this. And it's worth reading, and you break down the solo and sort of how you think it's going to sound and almost demystify it a bit to the point where it's like, well, you think it's totally random, but if you look, there's a structure under there.
Yeah.
And that he sort of takes, I loved how you said that he takes the listener on a journey, and it's here on the fretboard and then way down here and doing different things, and then he kind of brings it all back, which is what makes it feel so satisfying.
Yeah.
So
he's kind of got a home base.
Yeah. So good luck doing that correctly on the stream.
Thank you.
Now, the fun part is that the distinctive riff of this song is the same for both guitar and bass, and the bassist in Living Colour at this time was a guy named Muzz Skillings, fantastic player. I am not a fantastic player, but this is, I feel like my experience with this song is one that a lot of people that play Rocksmith go through. You see a song in the library, you see DLC, and you go, dude, this is one of my favorite songs. I've got to buy that. I got to learn it. I can't wait till I can learn it. And then you try it for the first time, and you realize this is freaking impossible.
Yeah.
And then you kind of walk away, and then like every time you scroll through it, you feel this little pang of guilt, like I really should learn how to play that. And, of course, a lot of people are like, well, if I can't do it right the first time, if I can't do it 100%, then I must stink. Well, that's, we do a lot of things here at 100% just to show that it can be done. But I'm going to play the bass because I did not have a lot of time to practice this week. I did start to get the riff down the way that I thought it should be done. And then my hands start cramping up and all kinds of things. It just sounded like terrible. Misses everywhere, as Brian said, all over the floor. So I'm going to play it at 50%. So you're going to see some of the riffs match up. And basically how it's charted for me is how you would learn the guitar or the bass if you were to start out at 50%. And there's nothing wrong with that. We went into Riff Repeater in advance. It's like those cooking shows where they bring out a cake. I prepared this earlier today. So I'm going to be playing at 50%, and it probably won't level up, but it might level up if I'm really unlucky. And honestly, at 60%, I had trouble, so that's why I chose 50. This was not arbitrary. I'm like, oh, man. So just give yourself time to learn is what I'm trying to. It's a very long way to say there's no harm in playing this at a lower difficulty, and that's what Rocksmith is designed to do.
Yeah.
We match it to you and your skills, and then when you can ascend, the game will automatically go, give this a try now. Oh, no, not yet? Okay, and ratchet you back down.
Yeah, the dynamic difficulty exists for a reason.
Yeah.
And I find it really helpful in learning songs. I remember the first note track I played in the game, I was like, oh my god, this really works.
Yeah. So I'm hoping that maybe, say, for the end of the year, maybe I could come back and play this at 100% if I can put some time into it. Because I think this is achievable, but right now I'm at 50. So let's play Cult of Personality by Living Colour, a great band that you should check out. And also, if you only know this song, they have some great other albums. Their most recent album is called The Chair in the Doorway. And this is a really good return to form. Like they broke up for a little while, they came back, and they got their feet under them after 9/11. Kaleidoscope is a really dark album dealing with a lot of the stuff that was going on in New York after 9/11. And then Chair in the Doorway, to me, is their big return to form. So give that a listen too. But yeah, let's do this, and I will try not to get in your way.
Yeah, I
have to play without a pick too. I got this. At 50%, I think I've got this. 51, no. I didn't ask for it to be inverted either. I should have done that. I would rather be singing this. I think it's getting harder. I think it's slowly sneaking me up. You get points for stage presence. That's good. The eyebrows were great.
The more
Fatigue
faces
is-
I make, maybe the less people will pay attention to my playing.
Why do you think I'm always shooting my mouth off? I'm just here to distract them from my terrible playing. Oh, you work on Rocksmith. You must be so good. Just given up a long time ago. Oh, no, thank you for the pity clap, Peanut Gallery. Much appreciated. Yeah, yeah.
leveled it
That
up.
snuck me up. It was not quite that high when we started, but I'm still happy that I got 58%. Yeah,
Hey, that's-
84% accuracy is okay.
That's my personal best.
Is it? Yeah. I mean, this again. Like we're pulling out all the ridiculous ones today and all the super difficult ones, because you like to see us suffer. I think is really what it is. You out in the audience, it's your fault. Let's blame it on them.
Yeah.
I always like blaming the people that pay our paychecks. So it's your fault, audience, and thanks for tuning in. Anything you want to add about that? Because there's nothing I want to say about it other than I apologize, Mr. Skillings, and
the turnaround riff in it is super hard. Anthony's spent the last day and a half listening to me butcher it over and over again. I don't think I've ever spent so much time playing the same 4 bars in riff repeater. The other thing probably worth mentioning is I played most of that differently than it's shown in the game.
Do you want the close-up cam for this?
Sure.
We can if you'd like.
I remember when I was retrofitting this, looking at it being like, is this really the way it's played? Because this is way harder than I feel like it has to be.
There we go. I think the close-up cam should work.
But
there it is.
It is indeed transcribed the way Vernon Reid plays it.
Right.
So the transcription and the way Vernon Reid plays it is, could I get a little audio? So
you're barring, or are you barring with your index finger when you play that first riff?
Yeah, I'm barring it.
Okay.
But there's this string skip, and then he comes back up to the 5th fret A string, and then back to the G string. So if you're playing it up to speed, it's really hard to get
Yes, it is.
and especially clean. So the way I'm playing it is I'm just pulling off instead of hitting that note.
That's a lot more efficient from a human being standpoint. It may be less accurate to what he's doing, but that looks achievable, where the other one is obviously on bass. I'm having the same problem, and it didn't occur to me oh, wait, that's the 5th fret. That means that it could be this open note if I wanted it to be.
Yeah, it's the same notes, and it's much easier than doing that and then shifting down.
Yeah.
It eliminates that shift is one of the biggest
I was
things.
actually hurting my my index finger because I was trying to stretch to go back with it. Yeah, and I couldn't make that work on the bass anyway. But in any case, yeah, masterclass, right?
Yeah, and I mean it's
good to have goals.
It's one of those things of, do it the way it works for you.
Yeah.
You were probably not Vernon Reid. If you are, hello.
Yeah,
you're amazing.
We're big fans, man. Thanks. I actually did call him out on Twitter, hey, Brian Pody looks at Vernt 22's amazing solo in At Living Colors, Cult of Personality, kind of hoping, here we go, baby, get him in, But, yeah, absolutely one of my favorite players. I don't know if you've checked out any of his solo work. Before, he was very much avant-garde jazz, New York City underground community. And he's got a solo album called Mistaken Identity, which is a little bit of hip-hop influence, a little bit of Vernon being weird, and I find it so listenable and so much fun. A little audio collage going on in there, too. Really great stuff. So, hey, we're actually running a little late, so I'm going to just say Q&A. Ain't no Q&A. We're going to go ahead and do the last song, I think, because I got other stuff to do today. I'm not just here for you. Yeah, let's do I Appear Missing. Sorry, we're not doing Little Sister, not doing Make It With You. But we are going to do I Appear Missing with David Stevens. Come on in, David Stevens, yes! Woo! Yeah, he's like, what? What? I was sleeping on the futon. Well, just go around. Just go around. Thank you, Greg, and thank you, Brian Pody. Much appreciated. Oh, yeah, look at here. Hey, it's Greg. Greg Barr is back, everybody. You remember him from the top of the show? Unless you have really short memories, then you don't remember him. But, yes, Greg is a note tracker, and David Stevens is our QA ninja. I keep forgetting your official title. Are you QA coordinator? Are you QA lead QA engineer? What the hell?
QA whipping boy.
Yeah, well, there's that. Hey, do you want to confirm some really special news about the Xbox One version? Now that we're at that point, would you like to be the one that says?
No.
Oh, okay. a patch is coming. I'm happy to say that that's actually something you've been working on a lot lately, is we know that there is an issue with the enumeration on the Xbox One, which is to say, when you start up the game, Rocksmith goes, let me check the card catalog and see how many songs you have here. And for most people, that just takes, a minute or two, depending on how much DLC you have. It's only supposed to be a short break. For some people, apparently, it goes for 15 minutes. And so that's clearly an issue. But weirdly, it's an issue we were not able to reproduce internally. We couldn't break it the way that you guys have broken it. You're innovators if you're one of the people that has that issue. So we went back to the team, and the team looked at the code, and they said, well, even though we can't replicate this exactly, we do want to see if we can tighten up the code. So some adjustments are made to that section of the game. I don't know if it will necessarily solve the problem for everybody, because that's such a weird thing that we weren't able to reproduce it on multiple systems with multiple accounts and totally different DLC collections, including ones of more than 400 songs in the library. Like, we know that this is probably more of an issue to people that have large collections of DLC. And, we want you to have large collections of DLC. But, so Attach is being patching. A patch is being tested right now, and we should have that out. It should also fix the 1025 bug for the achievement. Some people are saying that the achievement for the 10 hours, 25 hours, I think it is, isn't popping, so that should be fixed. These changes are also coming to PS4, but not at the same time. We've had a little problem. David's not doing a good enough job testing the PS4, and so the PS4 needs a little bit more love. But the PS4 doesn't seem to suffer from the enumeration issue. We think we've only seen that on Xbox One. So hopefully in the next couple of weeks, it's not going to be before E3, but maybe before the end of the month, maybe early July. Not really putting a date on it until we're sure about it. But yes, there is a light on the horizon, and you have David to thank for that light. And I will back up so that if you guys are having trouble. You guys are going to do I Appear Missing. Who did the note track on this? Was this you? That was you. So you're going to do bass because that was fun?
Yeah, it was super fun. I actually
we fought over who was going to play bass.
Yeah, we both wanted the bass.
I lost.
What makes the bass line so interesting on this song? Or fun, for that matter?
I don't know. It's really cool. To me, it has this kind of vague, like, reggae feel. And no one will hear it, but it does a lot of the, like, dropping the downbeat. Like, he won't play the downbeat. And so a lot of that's a huge reggae thing, to not play the downbeat. And that's in this song a lot. So listen for that. And then the ending, the outro, has a great bass part that's just, like, relentless and super fun. But the guitar part is awesome, too.
Do you concur?
Good. Absolutely.
All right.
I always felt like this song was like if a Mastodon song did a bunch of morphine.
All right.
As you know, I'm a huge Mastodon.
Yes, you are.
Fan,
I was going to say that's a high compliment. It's yeah. Well, I can't top that. So you want to just play it? I Appear Missing by Queens of the Stone Age, one of 5 songs in the Queens of the Stone Age pack, available now on all 6 platforms of Rocksmith 2014. That's PS3, PS4, Xbox 360, Xbox One, PC, and Mac. The latter 2 being Steam. So if you own one, you actually own both. So if you want to try installing your PC copy of Steam Rocksmith onto your Mac, that'll work. All your DLC will transfer. Here I am talking a million miles an hour, and here's this, like, hey. We still have another giveaway coming up, by the way, folks. After this song, we'll give away the Ernie Ball guitar accessories pack. So stick around. You guys are getting mad love for your matching SGs. A couple people said
completely an accident.
Yeah, but that's your personal SG, right?
No.
Oh, that's an office
Stolen
one?
from the studio.
Oh, well, damn! I want to use it.
No.
A couple of Living Color fans pointing out that Stain is an amazing album. I agree, from 1992. What a great record that is. And there's a rare radio promo version out that has them covering Prince's 17 Days as a hidden B track. Never understood why that didn't make the record. I just earned my Living Color cred, by the way. RCT Longstreet says, is that patch coming to PC as well? No. We believe the PC version is pretty much up to date. It's actually easier for us to patch Steam than it is the other platforms. So if you are experiencing trouble with it, reach out to Ubisoft support, because that's not a report we've gotten from a lot of PC players. That is a fun baseline.
I did. What I did not do is calibrate.
Oh, yeah, we didn't calibrate anything this time, actually. You know, it's funny.
Remember, boys and girls.
You you said Mastodon on Morphine. What I heard was a band that we get a lot of requests for and we've approached, but we haven't gotten their permission for anything, which is Pink Floyd. That was a very Floydy kind of song to me.
Definitely.
So if you're looking for something in the vein of Pink Floyd, there you go. And no pun intended, because Morphine joke. But in the vein of Pink Floyd, there you go. Yeah, that's like there's nothing in this pack that doesn't sound super adventurous and a little off-kilter in the right musical way. Like there's a lot here to explore. So hopefully people who are looking for something a little bit out of the ordinary. Every once in a while we do a lot of chart hits. We do a lot of songs that people are familiar with from the radio, and there's always going to be one or two people going, well, all these popular songs, why don't you do the deep cuts? And it's like, well, this is stuff that you don't see on American Idol, right? So
let's do a deep Dan Amrich cut.
Oh, I don't think you need to do a deep Dan Amrich cut. What would that be? Just like the weird songs they used to sing,
right?
and I would love to do bagpipes. Yeah, I actually tried to learn how to play bagpipes.
No way.
Yeah, for real. When I was in New York City, I'm one of those people that loves the sound of bagpipes. Like some people like the smell of skunk.
Right.
I actually do. And yeah, I wanted to learn how to play bagpipes. I have the chanter, which is just the reed and the finger holes without the bag and the actual pipes. And it's because you have to learn how to do that. Right. So I did it, and you're supposed to be able to get a sound out of that just by blowing into the reed. And I couldn't do it, so there were these guys who were playing bagpipes in the park across from where I used to work at Guitar World.
Of course,
dropping that name. And yeah, but it's New York City. New York is like San Francisco East. There's just always something weird going on in every block. And so these guys would come out during their lunch and play bagpipes just because no one would let them do it indoors. So I went over. It's like, hi, I'm sorry. I don't mean to interrupt, but I'm starting to learn how to play bagpipes, and I'm having trouble getting this to make sense. And I've replaced the reed, and it still doesn't seem to work. And so I handed him the chanter, and he looked at it, and he blew into it, and he goes, yeah, this works. He goes, you know what? You just need to blow harder. And then he sort of looked me up and down, because this guy's like 6'4". He looks me up and down, and he goes, blow 3 times as hard. So it was like, oh, come on. So I have never learned how to play bagpipes because apparently I thought I could make a lot of noise, but I guess I can't blow hard enough into a bagpipe chanter.
I don't know. You're kind of a blowhard.
I think I'm a blowhard. I thought it would have been very easy. I can talk a mile a minute. Why can't that translate? So yeah, no Dan deep cuts, but certainly, hopefully you liked the Queens of the Stone Age stuff that we did this week on the stream, and if you're curious about checking it out yourself, of course, it is available now on all platforms for everybody and everything, and we'll give you another look at it on your way out. But first, before we go, how about we give away that guitar pack I was talking about? You thought I forgot, and I did. But I just suddenly remembered, so let's show them the prize. This is what you'll get, except not really. So we're out of M Steels, and we're back to Cobalts. So you get everything as seen in this photo, except it's not a set of M Steels. It's a set of Cobalts, which is Ernie Ball's high-output string. So if you like to play aggressively, if you like to play at high volumes, everybody that I've talked to that has used Cobalts says, yeah, I notice a difference. My tone is brighter and more aggressive. So there you go. 2 sets of strings, one of which is Cobalts, some Wonder Wipes, a strap, some picks from us, some picks from them, and a peg winder to make all of the above work so much better when you have to change your strings. I highly recommend using a peg winder. It takes a quarter of the time, and it doesn't hurt your hands. So Jason Paradise will tell you what you need to do to win that. And, of course, if I look down, I'm looking at my little iPad, and everybody's going, I want it, I want it, I want it. So good for you guys. We'll leave you to fight over the scraps. Thanks very much for being with us for the show this week. So next week we'll be back with another show with some more stuff, some more music, and I'm not going to tell you what it is. But we will do a puzzle tomorrow. I guess I should go back to my desk now and make a freaking puzzle. Thanks again for last week's puzzle. The Queens of the Stone Age puzzle was actually designed by our very own David Stevens. Because he had a good idea and I had no ideas, and so that was a perfect storm for me. We'll be available on social media if it needs. In the meantime, go to Twitter at Ubisoft Studio SF, at Rocksmith Game, or rocksmithgame@ubisoft.com. If you'd like to send us some detailed thoughts in an email, we are open to that. But don't sign us up for anything dirty. Not again. This has been the Rocksmith 2014 Developer Stream. Thanks very much, guys, for being on the show. Thanks to everybody else who was on the show. Thanks to Jason Paradise for manning the chat room, and thank you also to Jarmac SF for manning the chat room and taking all the questions that he could while he was not on the stream. And thank you most of all to you, the viewers. We'll leave you now with a look at Queens of the Stone Age. Have fun this weekend. Practice your little fingers off, and we'll see you this time next week. Bye, everybody.